Hello and welcome to my crafty channel. This is Paula. Today we're going to make a scrapbook page and we are going to actually use up the rest of the frames and flowers, bits and pieces of paper that I still have in my collection. I've still got this lovely large piece and I've got a matching little strip that goes with it. I have got some other little bits and pieces of paper, some of the pretty florals, some of the nice basic pieces of colours, and I'm sure I can get a double page out of all of this. So let's just see what I can do to stretch my final bit of a kit into a scrapbook page. So the photos we're using are actually ones of my daughter with her cat, Katie. This is an elderly cat and she's actually doing really well. We thought we were near the end of her days, but she has perked up now that she has a daily pill for her thyroid and she is still with us, which we are absolutely loving. So every time my daughter comes back from university, she gets to have that special time with her cat and they really, really adore each other. So what I am doing is I'm just going to frame up these couple of photos on this side. I'm using lots of little strips here and there just to tuck behind and have that effect of layered up paper, just so that it looks quite full, I guess, even though I'm not using a heck of a lot of paper in its own right. I have used that lovely wood textured paper to the left hand side, and I will add a bit of colour to that shortly. So now when I'm using quite busy paper, I tend to like to frame it with a little bit of distressing. So I'm just going around all of the different pieces of paper that I've got on my layout with both the pretty peacock shade and the early espresso shade all around the outside. This just helps to differentiate it and helps the layers work really well together. So I've got the layers working. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to that wood textured paper. It's a really neat specialty paper that we have in our range, and by adding a bit of colour you start to see more and more that wood grain effect coming through. I am keeping a lot of this white though because I do like the softness of the white in contrast to the busy patterns. So now I'm going to pull in some of the embellishments I've still got left and pull in the Love This Moment stamp set, which has a gorgeous couple of titles. I'm just going to use the word smile, and that fits perfectly into this little embellishment that we've got. So that's going to go on the bottom left there, and now I just feel like it needs a bit of white to break the florals from each other. So I've got this lovely doily die that I've had for many years in my stash, so I've just cut a couple of those out so that I can layer up the little embellishments, and it just helps to make them stand out that little bit better. It also has that soft feminine touch which works really nicely with my two girls in the picture. So I'm just layering these ones up, and this page is getting closer to being done. Really enjoying how it's come together so quickly using this lovely kit. Now just to finish it off, I am going to, I will raise this first just to get that little bit of shadows, and then once I've got all of this done, I decide I'm just going to add a little bit of silver ribbon in. Just nice to have that light touch of something a bit delicate and sparkly in the bottom, and I do finish off this page with some silver gems at the end as well. So tucking in a few florals, there it is, all finished. So let's work on the second page. So what have we got left to play with? So I know I've got a bit of wood grain, a few little pieces of pattern paper. So to fill it out, I've actually brought in a bit of our soft sea foam style colour. That's just going to create my 12 by 12 backing, and now I can get a couple of, well, 3 good sized photos on here as well. Now I have got those little photo mat style pieces of decorative paper left and lots of little scraps, so I'm just going to make the most of these and try and work in them all together. Now that strip that I had on the left hand side wasn't quite 12 inches, so you'll see I've tucked a corner piece down the bottom just to fudge that, and that will be a nice little spot to tuck in my beautiful flowers. So I go off and I adhere all this together, and then you'll see that I actually design this a little bit differently. So first off, add a touch of this soft sea foam again in the background on that wood textured paper, just so that it comes across from the left hand side. So that works really well. Top and bottom, it's actually such a soft colour that it really just blends in beautifully once it dries off. So now that I've got it all adhered, I've actually pulled in a few of those pieces of the peacock paper that I had left over as well, and that just adds a little bit more depth to the page, which I'm actually really liking. I had that leftover little doily piece from the side, so I'm going to tuck that onto the right hand side and then layering up all these little scrappy strips. It's amazing how a little bit of paper can make such a difference, and that peacock really does help. So there you go, that's how it's going to look, all beautifully put together. I just need to adhere it. I hope you enjoyed seeing how this came together. This is actually the third double page spread I have got from this lovely Flowers and Frames paper pack, and alongside about 3 or 4 other little cards too. It's a gorgeous pack. I hope you enjoy having a go with it too. Thanks for watching.